Hello, hello! Bl'Artagnan here, with Oath Within My Breast, the Beatrix intersecting wills Shinryu fight. We have a team that I probably shouldn't be using, featuring Pain, Lilisette, and Gilgamesh. You knew after he got his rework, it was only a matter of time before I brought this bozo to a fight. Before we get too deep into it, be sure to hit the like button on that video, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below, you know the drill. So what do we got going on here? We opened with 3 of those cool Lilisette skill 2s, the free turns, charging that FR gauge, and more importantly, maxing out Pain's debuff stacks on her LD overhead. We're using the right side Pain here, the debuff focused Pain, because I think honestly, when Pain was first gifted her LD, I think a lot of people were super into the whole like, oh, 40% brave gain up on her buff stance. Whoa! Because, you know, that was kind of a good thing to have at the time. But man, the stats on her debuff side are actually pretty impressive. There's some good HP damage. That's like 50% HP damage up, I think, or something like that. A bunch of HP damage reduction, battery reduction, if I'm remembering right. Just a bunch of great stuff. We're doing more damage. We're being protected. You're going to see Pain's going to be keeping us plenty safe this entire fight, which is pretty impressive because these guys, they have a fair number of attacks. You know, they don't hold back. These trees. Terrible flaming trees. Lilisette's here because, you know, she's just kind of a good generic FR, and synergizes well with Pain because they both love debuffs. Gilgamesh is here because I like Gilgamesh, and he's here. We're actually using the Edge Call here because I wanted something with a long debuff duration. I wanted a long frame debuff because you see the enemy buffed themselves, as you can see there, and so to maintain 8 debuffs for Lilisette's Force Time condition, I wanted some frame stuff I could bring in via calls to make sure that they don't reduce that number below 8. And Edge has a tremendously long debuff duration on his call. It also actually has the LD call has surprisingly good stats, like the auras. Not that it matters in this because we're capping everything because Lilisette's crazy, but like I was surprised. It's like 50% brave damage up for the party on a call. It's like, whoa, hello. Not that brave damage up is like a thing these days, but it's cool. We're capping anyway. We're having a great time. Double great sword for the win. Still doing that goofiness. We're going to go ahead now into the Lilisette FR. I actually think I made a slight mistake because I gave Gilgamesh the finished greatsword and Pain the partial one. Pain actually I think has better DPS than Gilgamesh in this fight, but I wanted Gilgamesh to have the bigger damage weapon because of this. The Gilgamesh burst phase. Here we go. Love this music. Love these animations. Not a big fan of the damage, not a whole lot of damage, but you'll see here what we've been doing. We've been focusing all of our attention, all of our actions, all of our attacks on A. This is, of course, because the trick with this fight, if you're not doing something like, you know, Kane or whatnot, X-Death, is you want to alternate which of them has an active shield. Ooh, just annihilated that shield. God damn, that was awesome. Now we have to get the other one below before we get out of this burst. But we want to, as I said, alternate which one has an active shield so that you can kind of farm Brave off the one that's not shielded and use that to reduce the HP shield on the other one, you know? So that's kind of the plan here. That's what we're going to be doing in this fight. I can't wait for Gilgamesh to get an FR just because his burst phase is kind of awkward because it's always weird how you should, you know, hold on. There we go. It's always awkward trying to figuring out like whether you should weave in his special HP pluses because he has so many of them and they're kind of weak sauce. So once he has an FR and has like that extra button you can press that actually you want to press, that'll be nice. We waited, as you can see, to go into his burst phase instead of opening with it because it has such a long duration. It's like the one selling point Gilgamesh really has over any other character. It's just the duration of his burst effect. We wanted that burst phase because we wanted to bring the finisher to at the tail end of the force time. I actually thought it was going to do a lot more damage than it did because it's 5 HP attacks, which is nuts. But I afterwards looked up the numbers and only the last hit has like the crazy burst HP cap modifier. The others have modest HP cap modifiers, but it's like 10 to 40%, and that's not like you look like Zidane. All 6 of those attacks are 400% max Brave Cap, which is nuts. That's why I hit so hard. The other thing we wanted to do, as you saw, was use the Brothers Summon to hit them here. The reason we used Brothers here, even though we got locked out by the elements afterwards, is we wanted that big hit, and I found that if I saved Brothers for the end of the fight, it kept running into the last HP shield and dealing no Brave damage, and then consequently no HP damage, which was a huge waste of damage, because Brothers and Force Time is where it's at. Anyway, something I haven't been mentioning, although I kind of alluded to it earlier, is Pain's keeping us like hella safe. Like, look at that, just kind of APFR attack, like whatever. We've been taking 1s basically from all their stuff, and the reason that works is because Pain is a bunch of attack down and a bunch of HP damage down, and Faris is adding attack and Brave down as well. So all that stuff combines together to keep us nice and safe. You see there, I used the Pain LD because another optimization I figured out. Pain's skill 2 actually deals more damage than the LD in most cases, but the LD has better single target damage. The way the splash is arranged, basically, the LD has less splash but an additional dump on the single target attack. They're both single target splash. So in that case, I was trying to focus damage on A, so that's why I targeted that, even though it meant no splash on B. That was the thought process. There we go. Using the Edge base call, because we want to make sure, once again, we are locking them in with 8 framed debuffs. One of them fell off at some point, and can't deal with that. All right, we are just about ready at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and get all of our additional abilities ready. Max our Brave cap, the Brave damage cap for both party members, since they're both Brave damage focused. Refresh Faris, because why not? Free damage, I guess. We'll go ahead and show off that Black Sky. Look at this. 600, I mean, it's not that great, I guess, but given the Pain's like a pseudo support, that's pretty cool. I mean, once she gets her BT, I'm ready for that. You can believe that I frame 1. The last trick we pull out of our bag of tricks here is the Catch She Call, which is not a especially creative trick at this point. Everyone knows about it, but it's just really helpful because it jacks up your damage versus those shields and helps you get through them. I think we now have like 3 different 100% crit rate effects on the party right now. They don't stack, obviously, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of funny between Catch She, Lilisette, and I think both Gilgamesh and Pain have like passive 100% crit. Not that it matters, but it's a funny trivia thing, I guess. So we're doing a fine job here, alternating our attacks, chewing through these various tree shields. I'm gonna go ahead and single target this one so that we can save the LDs for later. We are actually finally at the point, you see, where Leaf Storm is actually, like, dealing respectable damage. I mean, it may not look that respectable, but, like, given how much damage it dealt, that could be a problem later. I don't want to miss the HP requirement, of course, because that would be an embarrassing way to go. Sadly, it looks like we're going to run out of Gilgamesh BT effect before getting to press the finisher, but obviously we want to press the finisher as late as possible, so we're not going to be using it yet. Bit of a shame, but what do you do? The force time bonus is more important than just the BT aura, I think. All right. Once again, that focus on the single target damage. Pain also bring the utility to cleanse, the dispel. Not that it's super important here, but it actually came up earlier. I used it to dispel one of those frame debuffs or one of the frame buffs they put on themselves. So here, as I mentioned, Leaf Swirl can it's pushed us below the overflow again. Now we're gonna go ahead and here we go, finish things off. I love that burst animation. It's really cool. Almost killed him. Almost there. Let's see if we can make it happen. The shield is down, of course. Gilgamesh annihilated that, which is great. Let's see what Pain can do here. Not quite. And as I mentioned, yeah, definitely missing the HP requirement right now. Spoilers, or not spoilers, I guess, backstage glimpse behind the curtain, but my last attempt with this team killed them with the Gilgamesh finisher, but we also missed the HP requirement. It was very sad, and I was very frustrated. But it's okay. Here, 1%, Lilisette, bring us home. Alright. Okay. Well, that didn't bring us home. That's what I get for having a 0 out of 5 Ultima Weapon Dagger. And, Pain, if only you had the 5 out of 5 Greatsword, you would have done it. Into the sky. This is how we'll do it. Team effort. There we go. Good job, Greg. Gilgamesh. Final Fantasy XIV, I guess. Well, there we have it. That was a fun little romp, wasn't it? Lilisette, Gilgamesh, and Pain. Didn't think I'd expect to see Pain in a Shinryu fight at this point, but hey, here we are. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.